Hi guys, so as you know I've been really into the Ichimoku Clouds lately and putting a lot of work into trying to find the different trading signals with it. And I had a pretty good trade today. I want to just go over what I saw with the cloud and see if it makes sense to you guys and if there's any input or feedback you have. So we start the day here. This is 5 a.m. Pacific time. And as you see, you forecast, you see about 26 periods ahead of the cloud. It's all printed here because this is just backtesting. And this purple line, it is the Chiku line. It represents the price 26 periods back. So this Chiku line for this period right here is representative of this price right here. So it just shows where the price is now. It's plotted 26 periods behind. So what we do with this Chiku line is we see kind of how it interacts, maybe if it's cutting through this Tenkan or this Kijun line or even the clouds. So going into today is Monday, April 14th. I was feeling pretty bearish on the market just based off what I do in the mornings and the different things I look at. So I was more in the mood to do a sell than a buy. Here's our 6:30 candle. So as I was saying before, we had a crossover right here. So we're in the midst of a long still to start the day. So we start the day here on this candle. Here's our 6:30 candle. This red dashed line I draw here is the bottom of the opening range. I'm just looking to see if the price bounces off that as resistance or if it's up above and breaks through as support. That's a key area I'll be looking at. So as we're moving up here, I don't really want to sell here. A lot of people will sell a candle break of this Tenkan line like this, going against the cloud. And again, when we're right here, we'll be able to see about this much cloud. We wouldn't be able to see all this price, but we'd be able to see this cloud. So breaking down right here at 6:35, I considered the sell, but I wasn't really in love with it. This cloud is thin for a breakthrough, but it was early in the morning, and I just, I'm looking for more indicators, especially when I'm going against a bullish cloud. So we're coming down. We also crack through our Kijun Sen line, which is a pretty good sell indicator as well, but what we want to see is the crossover of the blue over the green, the Tenkan over the Kijun. So that crossover happened here with this little kind of double top on the candles. If we look back though at what the Chiku was doing, it was pointed up and it was moving up still. Also, we have this pivot beneath us and we're approaching the cloud. So I did not take this sell. There was not enough in it for me to like it. And I'm looking for about 3 confirming things that you'll see in the trade that I do go for. So right here it sweeps under, it's sticking to its Tenkan line, and it actually comes up and makes for a pretty nice buy right here with a big break above as this candle crossed. We have the cloud obviously supporting us. The corresponding Chiku line was right here, is moving up. It's not really giving any indicator, just showing, hey, this kind of long trend is still in progress. Not something I wanted to go for, especially given that we were fighting against this opening range, and I was, again, feeling kind of bearish on the day. So we get up and we glued up to this to R1 at 1826.5 or so. So kind of chopping around up there, coming towards our line again. It broke it, but with a green candle, came right back. Chopping along the top, kind of breaking the line again, but that's not enough for me. It's testing our opening range a few times, the lower down here. So we're chopping through here, making this kind of a strong resistance-y level with all this here at the range, the top range I don't have drawn in, and the pivot. So there's a lot going on up here. So now things are starting to get interesting here as our lines are starting to get real close together. Again, I'm looking for that crossover. That's one of my main first alerts that I like to see, is the crossover in the kind of direction I like. And also 1, 2, 3, the kind of triple, quintuple looking top up here, just really topping out, having a lot of trouble with this pivot. So we break off the pivot, and what do you know, we get our crossover right here at 10:15. So cool. Got my first signal I'm really looking at here at 10:15. Corresponding Chiku line, let's move back and look what our Chiku line is. It's cutting beneath the price. So what that means is the price currently is less than the price was 26 periods ago up here at 1826. So that's another bearish sign. So the Chiku line is starting to look good. What we want to see is what ends up happening is the crossover here and eventually later here. So these are the good points. Let's watch what happened though. So this had me looking. We're approaching our opening range too, which I like, and then a big candle break, 2.25 range candle right through the opening range. So a very nice indicator for me as well. Also went into our cloud, didn't like it so much and came right back out. And again, I know the price ends up working out, but I see all this green cloud up here when I'm see this candle. All I see is green cloud. So I have to be wary of like what happened here with these candles breaking through. So just because it breaks this top level isn't that strong. You want to see it really print in here or break the bottom level more likely. So when this candle broke here at 1020, our Chiku line also made a nice break for us simultaneously of the Tenken line. So this was my first alert, then these two together were my second alert. If you notice on my, this is my 5 EMA railroad trading setup. We had a nice crossover of our 5 over our 12 EMA, which starts our railroad as you see it's starting to appear, and we look for a continuation candles of the pattern and try and sell somewhere on the 5 EMA if possible. So I was trading based off Ichimoku here, but it was just nice to see the crossover and then that kind of, working in conjunction with the big candle through the bottom of the range. So anyways, coming back here, I had this crossover here, but since I'm going with the bull candle, I want to see Chiku cross over this Kijun, the green line. I want to see the purple crossing the green line and crossing into the cloud if I can, with price breaking down of the cloud. So this was nearly a sell for me, but since we're going so into the cloud and the cloud's not super thin, I didn't sell it yet. So we came back up. Notice these green candles that attempted to pull us back out and turn this cloud back into support. Got blocked here by our Tenken line. So this, once it's broken, will act as a little resistance. It's kind of like showing a minor trend. So this held right here around the end. Then boom, big red candle here at 10:45. This big red candle really got my attention, showing that this Tenken line is holding the downtrend and a big pierce into the cloud. Simultaneous with that, we have a pierce of the green, the Kijun line, by the purple, the Chiku line. So that's a very good indicator right here. This is my favorite one right here, this candle. So on that candle, I said, all right, I want to sell somewhere in the midpoint of this. So if I was going to sell 1822.5, or if I wanted the candle to touch there, I'd get a fill at 1822.25. So I say I'll sell 1822.25 right here. And as you see, we came down, we stayed below. I thought I might not get a fill here at 1050, 1055, 11. Hey, it might leave without me, but I was thinking about attempting a sell. If this didn't fill, if it broke nicely here, I would sell here also, seeing if I could break through that pivot. But luckily it kind of had a nice green candle here, got my fill. I was above my Kijun line, but I was nicely below I was above my Tenken, but I was still below my green, my Kijun. So this actually acts as my support, my stop. So I have all of this, resistance from the cloud, which is now this top level, since it's broken, is now resistance. And I also have resistance from the green line, the Kijun. So I put my stop nicely above right here at 1824. So let me write it out for you. My sell to open filled here at 1822.25. And so that's like right here is where it filled. And my stop was up here. Stop is -1.25 at 1824. I know you guys like those 3-point stops, but I like to keep it a little more tight. I got a lot of nice defense in between me and here. I got, like I said, my cloud, the top of my cloud, and my Kijun line. So I'm happy to have a tight 1.75 point stop. So anyways, this candle served as a little double top, which is kind of what I'm hoping for. As you see, it's kind of a little flag too. We got the down here with a little poke up, and then when the flag broke down, this candle here at 11:15 broke the bottom of the cloud. At the same time, even though my Chiku had come back over the green, it cracked right back beneath and into the cloud. Oops. So this served for showed to be a nice entry. This right here really confirmed my entry as we broke through the bottom of the cloud here. That was this breaking into the cloud. So funny how that was at the same time. Then we had some nice candles as we approached our pivot. I figured, okay, we'll chop around here, 18.16 and 3/4. So I'm up about 3.5 at this point. Oh no, I'm up about 5.5 at this point. So I'm doing pretty nice here. Considering taking all my points, if I was doing my railroad strategy, I probably would have closed here with these long tails. I would have taken, hey, 18.17.5. I got, 5 points nearly in there. I'll happily take that profit. But with the Ichimoku trading strategy, I'm keeping my stop right on my Kijun line. So down here when we're at our pivot, I'm still have my stop at basically a break even, 18.21 and 3/4. Got me a cup of coffee. But we're still staying underneath our Tenkan line, so I'm still feeling pretty good about it. I'm hoping like, hey, maybe we'll crack through this pivot. A lot of the other charts I was looking at were looking pretty bearish. If we look over here at 11:30, the railroad still looked pretty good. I mean, I didn't like that we were kind of at the 288, but again, I was using the Ichimoku style, so probably would have gotten out of here on the railroad strategy, but Ichimoku kept me in. So anyways, we keep going, and a nice big red candle here, and this one just happened to work out nicely that I stayed in. So had it closed up above the Kijun up here, the Tenkan up here, I probably would have, gone out with a 2 to 3 point profit, just because I probably would have gotten scared out thinking realistically. But just by being, good management, holding my stop right here at 18.21 and moving it down aggressively with this Tenkan line, followed it all the way down here. It eventually got down to 18.0878. So that's nearly a 14-point game, 13.5 or so. So that's a really nice gain. Depending how you manage it, you're going to turn up with a nice one. I'm still managing kind of like in between these two lines, basically, is what I was looking at. So I saw 1, 2, 3 green candles after what this looked like a double bottom. I said, and I got out right here by to close at 18.14 1/4. So that worked out to be a nice trade. Ended up coming up and crossing back over, breaking above this pivot. So you could have said, hey, when I got my crossover right here, let's see, oops. When I got my crossover right here, what's my Chiku line doing? I look back. Chiku line right here, crossover corresponds to this Chiku line. It's moving up. It's making its way back to all this mess up here. So that kind of shows you, hey, there's some room to grow. The cloud technically is green still. It's a resistance cloud now since we've broken it, but it's very thin. So this could have been a good long, made its way, a little pop up into the close. I'm happy with the 8-point gain on this move though here. So hope that was informative. Just trying to get my head on this Ichimoku. Thanks, guys.